Yvette Simpson, the Chief Executive Office for the progressive group Democracy for America, knocked it out of the park today on Meet the Press. I want you to listen to some of these excerpts. I mean, she should be the one of the people who are giving great advice to how Democrats should win or could win in 2022. It is amazing that so many, I heard many other interviews today on the national shows, they were so terrible in counteracting the Republican narrative. She wasn't. Check this out. We'll take it on the other side.
Manufactured hysteria?
No, I don't think so. I mean, I think Kansas is the exact opposite, right? It shows that this was an issue that people agree with. And when we get on the ground and we organize voters in a red state, across the state, in cities, in rural areas and suburbs, people show up. And so, unfortunately for Republicans, unfortunately for us, if we continue this same momentum, if we make abortion access the issue, we might actually have enough energy to pull it off.
We just saw in our poll this morning, 69% sour on the economy. Joe Biden's stuck in the 30s right now.
Yeah, I think the reality is we continue to debate about whether there's inflation, whether we're in recession, and if you just ask people, they're struggling. And I don't know if the IRA is going to get there. I mean, we know that
the bill they're working on,
the bill that just passed the Senate yesterday, people are still suffering. Child care was not in there. Paid leave was not in there. We still have issues with wages. People are still feeling the pain. And if the issue at the ballot box is, do you feel like we're in a recession? We're going to lose on that. Do you feel like there's inflation? We're going to lose on that. We need to make sure we're showing the American people that we're doing everything we can to make them secure. And a small win on gas prices and a bill on climate right now is not going to get us all the way there.
Yvette, one of the things the Democrats are counting on, if you just looked at Joe Biden's approval rating and views on the economy, looking like a bloodbath for Democrats. But right now, Dr. Oz is behind.
Yes.
Pennsylvania, Mark Kelly, Democrat, is ahead. In Arizona, J.D. Vance is fighting in Ohio. It does look like the Democrats are still in the game, at least in the Senate.
The Republicans are giving us gifts in the form of election deniers and people with rap sheets a mile long. I mean, you got Dr. Oz, you got Herschel Walker, you got J.D. Vance, these folks who do not relate to the people in their states, cannot connect with anybody, and people don't have faith in them. And I think we've been very fortunate on the other side. We've got some strong candidates who are going to take them on, and Raphael Warnock and John Fetterman and, others. So I think we have to make sure that that is the story, not necessarily about what people are feeling, but the alternative is a Republican Party that doesn't believe in elections, that stormed the Capitol on January 6th, these folks who are abusers, and this issue with Marjorie Taylor Greene praying with a guy in a cell. I mean, the Republican Party is a wacko party. The alternative is that you got to go with the Democrats in November.
We spend a lot of... You cannot argue with the three major points she made about how to politic in 2022. One, the first clip I showed, in as much as we were talking about the abortion issue, she spoke about the abortion issue winning in Kansas because the engagement went not only in the big cities, not only to Democrats. You had a full press into the suburbs, a full press into the rural areas, a full press into the urban areas. You have to engage all the people that you're asking to vote for you. The second item that she spoke about that is very important. Don't depend on the IRA to solve the problem, the new bill that Democrats are putting out there, because yes, it covers climate. Yes, it covers a few things with Medicare being able to negotiate, which doesn't come for a whole 4 years. Yes, it covers a few other issues, but the main things that grassroots America really needs: child care, better stipends to help people put their kids into daycare, etc., basic income for those people who inflation is inflation is decimating. None of those things are in that bill. So when the Republicans come on the attack, there's nothing to fight them with. What she says is, you have got to let it be a forward-looking campaign. Give us more progressives. And what you get when you get more progressives is we can then pass the policies beyond the neoliberals and others who are stopping progress. And lastly, but not least, she says, hey, Thank you, Republicans. You have given us a gift. You know why? Because Americans many Americans that is, they won't go ahead and say, let's put some wackos in charge, because after all, we supposedly all love the country that we live in, and putting wackos in is a sure, clear, and present danger. Yvette Simpson's hit the nail. Well, I should say, Yvette Simpson hit all the nails on the head. We spend a lot of time deconstructing the news, trying to parse it into a form that everybody can understand. We try to find those little nitpicks where it flies above the fray, etc. If you really like these videos that we do, I want to ask a big favor. Please go ahead, number 1, subscribe to our channel, and number 2, please join if you can. Thank you so kindly for watching. Keep watching. Please remember to share. We must populate the entire internet with our progressive message, a message that we know is what most Americans say that they want. So help us, please join.